What, man? Get LCD, man. Flat Earth discussions with melanation in real life theory. Decided that we know the truth now, man. See, I got a little blueprint I'm using right now. And see, I be looking for bloodline. I'm talking about ancient bloodlines, bro. Of tropical people. And see, it's a reason I do that because I'm looking for people who were indigenous to the tropical areas. The dots have been broken down to its common sense of who really want their mind to be free. And there's very few people that really want to be free from the persecution that has been put down, bro. Ain't nobody walking up no walls. Ain't nobody crawling on the side of no balls. Especially not no balls or water. See, the separation happened in ancient times. And then somewhere along the line, in those times, those people came up with a new world order. Those people came along with the concepts of a new world order way before George Bush. See, this is why they can tell you the politicians are puppets. Because this shit happened way before George Bush Jr. See, you can say a word and say the same word, just like the word radiant. And then you can say radiation and make radiation sound so terrible, but it's radiant. See, the sunlight is radiant. But when they deliver it to you, it's radiation. Like, oh, I don't want to be radiant. Yeah, but you love the radiant light. It's the same light. See, it's a way to make you think against the divine light in a crazy way. But y'all don't get that. This radiant light, this beautiful divine radiant light that bring the radiance to the earth is what gives paradise to the radiant people. See, niggas don't understand their divineness, bro. They hear it, but they really don't get it. And the one reason I know that because you've been taught against the radiant light of existence. The truth ain't gonna bend, break, or fold, bro. When you're looking for a Negro bloodline, you're looking for pictures like this. You see? And see, the Negro bloodline is the most ancient of the ancient. Anytime you gotta change the origin, anytime you gotta change the origin, see, the true point of origin starts with the hue man, the man of hue, the man of color, hue man, not mankind, not the ishy, wanna be like hue man. See, hue man is the world. The first men, the first inhabitants of the earth is where the word world come from. The first man that walk upon the earth, that's the world. Not a ball of water, see? But you people is so dumbed down in your mind that you won't let your soul register what it should be trying to register, bro. You're fighting against yourself, bro. And you've been taught to do this because you've been taught to believe there's somebody out here that knows more than your bloodline. Even though I can get on here and show you the magnificent and intellectual intelligence of your bloodline and the things they left for you to know who you are, you go against it, bro. And see, though my mind and my energy be on, I'm at the latter stages of my life, so I just concentrate more on that. And just try to leave my shit here in my therapeutic sessions as I sit over here and talk to myself. Because YouTube gonna take, and you no longer have this, and we can't put your shit out there. So when I first snuck over here on this channel, I already see the difference of what's going on. I know where this shit coming from. The truth is where it come from. The truth is where it come from. They are not gonna let this information that I hold and try to share go out as long as they can help it. They still fuck with my channels and I be over there just doing my little therapeutic sessions, bro. You want to study life, look at life. Look at the radiance. The origins. They have taken your origins. They have taken your beginnings. They have taken, anytime you see A-N-I, Annie, those are the Mongolians. But see, we got to go on back past Mongolians. See, the original Asian, we just gonna call all of them Orientals. Okay? So that could be Mongolian, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, North Korean. It's all that shit. You could look at some shit and tell when it's red, purple, yellow, green, white, black. You can look at this shit with your own two eyes. And you can look at the sun with your eyes closed. By its radiance. These Oriental people, bro, are the first violators of the melanated UV radiant absorption Negro bloodline. They the ones that violated nature first. You got to stop looking at the white man first. The white man, the last puppet on the string. And they know, long as you listen to him and believe me, they know they cool. They done throw the big rock and hit their hand. You see what I'm saying? When you're dealing with a radiant area, or radiant lands on the earth, I told you they were studying the path of the sun. The path of the sun. You know, anywhere the sun is sitting off its radiation on its path is an indigenous origin. Ori mean east. These origins of the path of the sun has never changed. Even though we're spinning and we're wobbling and we're tilting, all the things that you have been oriented into believe, the sun is still on the same path every day. Before you got here, while you're gonna be here, and when you leave here, the sun is gonna be on the same path that has been on since its existence. It ain't never changed. That's a dot for your ass. Out of all the shit I just said in the first 10 minutes, just know the sun path has never changed. Even though all this extra shit has been applied within this so-called universe, when the sun don't have to unite with anything, it produces life for all. It is the source of everything. What the hell do it have to unite with but an enemy force that wants to control it, because it's an ancient indigenous bloodline that got so much respect for this sun because they know it's life. And see, the only way we're gonna ever be able to control these people is to control their beliefs. But see, the thing they didn't understand is these people were so intelligent, they weren't dealing with beliefs. They was dealing with nature and facts. And the fact was that the sun was the light of radiance that sprung forth more life, substantial life, for that life to sustain and sustain other life. See, this the cycle of life. This ain't no damn belief. The sun don't rise in no east, because the sun don't rise. So that's one concept you done missed off the rip, Mr. Inuit. Because your flag means where the sun rises in the east, the sun don't rise. So you're gonna strip you all your bullshit fucking with me. The sun have a path that it goes on, and it comes into your view, pass over your head at the same level, height in the heavens as it was when it looked like it was down in your face. It's coming into your view. And it's gonna pass over you, and it's gonna go set. That's the death of the sun. That's why a lot of shit got set in it. Why set it? Because of the sunset. It seats. That's where it sit down at. But it don't go down. It's just going out of your view. So just call your cousin. If you're on the east side of the United States of America, call your cousin in California and ask him, hey man, is that sun sitting down over there? Cause from over here on, man, it look like it went down some. No, it's still up in the sky. It is. Damn, I thought that motherfucker was going down. Ain't no sun rising and up and down and all that. It's something about that Oriental I noticed before I went to prison, man. Certain dots I catch and I just be on it. I said, man, these people have intertwined themselves with the knowledge that our ancestors had. And these people have got technology that they shouldn't possess. Because the origin of these people is high latitudes in those mountains in the north. I looked at some of those pyramids in Egypt and in South America. And I'm looking at these pyramids and I'm looking at these structures. I said, man, there's some type of laser technology being used on these stones, bro. I kept it to myself, though. And I told my nigga ATL, I said, man, them folks over there in that little corner over there, Them folks, they love Pacific Island area, where it used to be Australia, and then they said Oceania. All those little Pacific Islands and shit. Our technology went down. Some kind of way, all our technology ended up in the hands of those people that come from that area. Our laser technology, some kind of way these people have in their possession the technology to build in the same type format in ways that our ancient ancestors was building, bro. But where our technology at, this is where it went. So I come out of Antioch because I traced the dope to these people. And then I come up with my discrepancies. Shout out to Faith, man. They can't eat these discrepancies. You can't feed these discrepancies to the little long neck nigga. He can't eat these discrepancies up. And see, once you understand the sun's path, once you understand the sun's path and understand that sun has not changed his path and is an on-time God forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, it will never change his path, no matter what kind of lies they make up to suit themselves, to intertwine themselves within their so-called universe. We never called this a universe. Our cosmology is 3-tier: upper, earth, and underworld. And that's what it is. And your mathematics is always going to line up and be on time as long as you understand and make your calculations the same way the military does. The same way people who deal with missiles landing where they're supposed to land and shit like that. See, all these organizations and militaries, they make their calculations about the earth according to a flat, stationary plane. If they don't do nothing else, they're going to do that. So what they tell you, we're dealing with a flat, stationary plane that is rising on the edges. And the sun has been coming across this path. I keep telling y'all, that's why with the sun cross first, because it's the passing of the sun. The birth of the sun and the death of the sun. And the resurrection of the sun and the death of the sun. And he's making a earth cross. See how it's been corrupted to the cross and all that? It's just the path of the sun crossing the earth. And once the sun cross, make his path, it make a cross on the earth. So now you have the earth cross, which give you the 4 corner directions, man. You can't let these people keep confusing you, bro. So the sun cross make the earth cross that give us the directions on the earth. And you can't be having it in your mind as a little place. Because the earth, the sun crosses the entire earth. And that area that it crosses, what they gonna corrupt to be the equator of the new world that they're about to present to you, and that you are going to be orientated into. Before initiations, they're going to orient the whole world east. They're going to take over east. They're going to take over the sun. Yeah, the Orientals. This is what they're going to do. The Orient. Now I'm giving you the origins of their story. Yeah, I'm giving you the origins of their story. Because these Orientals, we don't call their areas Arctic areas. Because that's what they want to be. The pole, that's what we're going to call their shit. Because that's what their shit is. The polar regions and the tropical regions cannot be the same regions. Okay? So where these people are located right now in modern times, somebody should connect this next dot. These people are out of place. So you can never be the migrant, the immigrant, because you are in the area that you have always been. And in some of these areas, you have been disappeared. Well, we in the place right now in modern times where the sun is very radiant. And we ain't never been nowhere else. I ain't talking about just the Western Plateau. I ain't talking about just motherfucking Alabama. I'm talking about the path of the sun. Melanated people, God's children, walked this earth and did extraordinary works of nature with the stones, with the soil, with the stars in these tropical areas. Every cradle of civilization is in these areas and was built by UV radiant absorption type dark skinned people. All of them was built by you, bro. So who is the migrant? The migrant are the ones who had to migrate to get a piece of paradise. Envy in their heart from a distance. If I was born cold nature shit, I love my shit. I'm a cold natured nigga. This is where I come from. Make my shit. I'm gonna make my shit. Okay, well shit, I make my shit paradise. I like the way that shit looking down. They looking through translucent light and everything, looking down here in envy. I just showed you the Bible verses where the man told you that these people envy the sun and turn their face away and frown upon the sun. So how could a man named Jacob go face to face? That's not his culture. This is your culture. This is your paradise. From one end of this earth to the other. And the people with the intelligence to start irrigation systems on this same earthly path, this sun path, did as such. That's why we can count those Africans out. They got some structures and did some things, but they wasn't fucking doing agriculture. And the things that we took over there is not indigenous from over there. And they are not as old as the Americas, bro. Sarah Susan said it. I'll be over there. I'm finna start popping back in on your ass. I'm just as old as you, nigga. And I can pop that gangster shit just like you, nigga. Got a chip on my shoulder with your ass in a way. Yeah, I'm finna goddamn get my notifications for you. You ain't gonna do them, gonna block me. But you got all that knowledge and you know the sun is God, but you won't track the path of the sun. You talk a lot of shit, a lot of real G shit, but you've been raised into a crowd. But the crowd is the sun, nigga. We ain't gotta be initiated into shit. We was born divine. See? So 0 to 35 is tropical and subtropical areas. Forward and backwards. Not up and down. Not up and down. North and south is not going up to the sky, and south is not going down into the ground. 0, these rings are going outward. Coming inward and outward. This is how these rings These concentric rings of life that they call parallels is not going up and down. They're going outward and inward, southbound and northbound. Because the sun showed you the other way, which way it is, east to west. So the other direction got to be what? North and south. You get it? On the earth, on the face of the earth. North, south, east, and west. And they stand it up and make it perpendicular or vertical. There ain't no vertical lines on here until you stand something up to what they call the living perpendicular, because when you look up vertically, perpendicular, now you can look up at the sun at its highest point, and now you're looking at the living perpendicular at high noon. I said, That's why they are raised from horizontal, from the dead level, laid flat, and you're raised into this craft and raised up to the 90 degree to stand on your ankles, on your feet upon this earth and be raised into the living perpendicular. This is the ultimate source of life, when life is at its highest point. And behind, on the dark side of this highest point of radiation that comes to the earth's godly people, the divine people in the tropical areas. The tropical areas is 0 to 23.5 degrees, north and south. Those are the hottest areas, and that's where they're going to make their equator in. But at that point, it's a constellation, and it consists of a whole lot of things, a whole lot of celestials. It's right in there, in the Milky Way. All that is sitting right there. And then on the dark side of that, due north, but looking straight up in the air, when the sun passes over there, you let the sun go on by its business. Go do you. Thank you, God. Okay, go ahead. Go on, God. Bye-bye, God. And you just wait until the sunlight is gone. And you look up, and you're going to see what they call the Draco constellation. And it's straight up at that point. And at that point, that's what they hide. This is where they start hiding and trying to divide and work their way in. That's why this is the constellation they want the most. Because this is their location on the dark side. And this is what the ancients call the serpent constellation. They built a serpent mound according to this location in the equinoxes from the equator, equinoxes. You understand? And the serpent was the protectors of agriculture. So they seen, as they look and connect the dots. You know how you get the little papers and you got to connect the dot 1 to 2 and 3 and 4, and then you can see it. Oh damn, that's what I made. And then you color it in and shit like that. Yeah, grown folks are doing this shit just like that. I made that dot and take that dot and take that line and go there. Oh, that look like a snake. Oh, it look like a snake. So that's how that became the snake constellation, the serpent constellation. And this where the fight is about to take place in ancient times with these Orientals. White man still over there in the Northwest. He's still over there in the Northwest being a Bigfoot and a Neanderthal, trying to learn how to scrape bedrock together, trying to Fred Flintstone and get some heat. He's still over there trying to figure out how to get heat, saying he been talking. This nigga ain't been talking. This nigga don't even know how to get heat yet. See, but this Oriental here a little smarter. He a little smarter than them. They're gonna unite and develop and make some few European babies and shit out the wild and come on down out of them high latitudes and do their thing and fuck you around. And orientation gonna become indoctrination. But see, this is the orientation of the world, what I'm giving you right here. We'll get to the indoctrination inside of these universes. We'll get to that later on. See, I'm way back past that shit. I'm way back past that shit. 23.5. North and south. That means straight ahead and back behind you. Not up and down. Those are the tropical areas. Then you have the subtropical areas. Capricorn and Cancer. Start right there at 23.5 and it stretches out to 35 on these so-called parallel, on these life rings, on these concentric rings. How the sun is radiating this earth, Mother Earth. It ain't nice to play with Mother Nature. That's to be the most divine, this should be the most awful sin in the world, to go against nature. Life. An energy that don't ever die. Rub my little feet on the carpet and put my fingernail right on the side of my cousin's dick and shock the shit out of him. Electrifying. Carbon-12. Energy never dies. See, this is a renewal energy. And it's a cosmic energy that comes from the cosmic, comes from the soul. The solar. The solar been here. The solar got to be the oldest because the solar is existence. The solar is the existence. The soul. Singular. Solo. By itself. Solar. Before a polar bears and polar. Before all that. And then when you create the pole, you got to create a duality. But you're taking away from reality. I'm just showing y'all the reality of this shit. Because that sun is physical. And that sun is here in a physical form. And I should bow down to no man, and that sun is not a man. So I know I got the right God now. He's being deified, but he's the ultimate deity. The ultimate radiant light is the sun. So if you want to say radiation to make it, y'all don't make it sound like it's doing something it ain't got no business. Radiant and radiation is the same thing. The radiance of the light is coming from that sun, and that's life. And you need to face it. But you niggas scared to face life. Because you're gonna have to go against everything that you have been indoctrinated to, and everything that your ancestors was orientated into. See, this is how they own the world. They done sent the whole world through orientation to be adopted and indoctrinated into this new world order that came from Papa North. The Orientals run north. So they got this so-called temperament area after you get to 35. The subtropics. See, this is sun path, what I'm telling you. And right there, due north, what I'm telling you, that living perpendicular, this is the ecliptic area. This is where the eclipses take place. This is where the eclipses take place. This is the ecliptic, what they would call today the ecliptic pole. Due north. Why they never talk about due north? Why we don't have a middle west? Why ain't what we doing important over here? Why you can come over to the west and dig into the earth and dig straight past my ancestors and go find a goddamn dinosaur bone that's goddamn 1 trillion years old? See, Mr. Dragon, he gonna get out of there. He gonna tell y'all it's just a myth. It's just a mythological. Yeah, dragon shit. But his predecessor, his puppet, gonna try to follow what he done, and they gonna create some shit called dinosaur. But they ain't got out of there yet, and everybody know that shit fake. I got so mad. My grandson said he wanted to buy some dinosaurs. Trying to keep him in reality. We got to live our reality, man. This pain is real, man. That heat from that sun is real, man. It's physical. We live in a physical realm of reality. The physical realm of reality is what they have distorted. Your God ain't supernatural outside these realms. Your God sit right in here with you. He passed on his path the whole time. Life. Existence, man. So once you get to that 35, and it stretch out to about 43, I give them 43. They called it the temperament zone. Because even within inside our radiant area, we have high altitudes too. We have high latitudes. We have mountains and canyons. We understand that going up into the higher latitudes that you can catch water up there and create lakes in higher latitudes, but the ultimate water source, the primordial waters, is this ocean, and this one body of ocean water that we was rise from and made of the dirt, the earth, and the clay, and the human life sustained itself and came into existence from the primordial waters of Mother Earth and mounded up with the source of light being the sun, the creator, the light of the world, the divine light. Y'all use these terms and y'all don't research and go back to the Ori. But the Ori went back to your Ori and took your shit and orientated you into a new world that he allowed his little predecessors and his puppets. See, this is the secret relationship between the Jap and Jew. I don't give a damn about what Farrakhan and them talking about and who sent the message to the black man, and I don't give a fuck about none of them little leaves and branches. And now I go to the root of shit. I'm going to the root of this shit. I ain't got time to play. I really don't have time to play now because I done came out of my dumb roll and I'm drum rolling for my people. But I done had to get outside myself so many times to the point that I done did the same thing everybody else do. Shit, get in there. Shit, you want to get in there? Let's get in there. Nigga, I ain't got no problem getting in there with you niggas. But I ain't got time for that because I'll be killing some dumb ass niggas. I want to waste my time fucking with a motherfucker that know what's going on. Just wasted energy to kill a nigga that don't know shit anyway. I'll be into it or give my energy to a motherfucker that just ain't on it. That ain't on shit. That's why I be saying that. I don't be meaning no different. Niggas y'all don't be on shit. Y'all don't be having time for that, bro. My goal was to leave some truth here on this earth. When I stood in that mirror and said, man, somebody got to leave some truth on this earth, and looked at myself and said, my nigga, it's you, bro. That's why I'm different from y'all niggas, bro. I ain't came up no different from with y'all. And I ain't trying to steal no shine. I get a shine. When I got it, I don't even drive. You want to drive that bitch, man? Go on, drive that hoe. Nigga been riding around on my motorcycles and cars and shit all my life. I don't give no fuck about that shit, bro. My shine divine, bro. Man, you still got T motorcycle, man. Nigga told me to keep that hotel until he called me. Everything I said true. I call a nigga right now. They gonna tell you the same thing I've been saying the whole time I've been on this bitch. I don't play. I wanna know why my grandmama and this shit passed down to me, and why motherfuckers look at us in a certain light, and that light they look at us in ain't the divine light they should be looking at us in. That's disrespectful to me. Bitch, you looking at me like I'm some master or some bitch. Who the fuck you think you is, and you on my land? I got a problem with that, bro. I got a problem with being treated fucked up, and I got to bite my tongue and act like this acceptable for a motherfucking devil to be looking at a God fucked up. Bitch, I gotta be the divine one, not the motherfucking cut your motherfucking throat right now every chance I get, bitch. See, I'm fucking up because I don't go be talking like that no more. I'm coming out of it. But that's why I be talking like I be talking, because that's how deep I am with this shit, bro. The 43rd parallel, bro, that's called the temperament areas. And see, once you reach those areas right there, bro, oh, you finna go straight up into what they would call Arctic or cold nature by nature. See, these people, this is where their life began. out there in the north, in the wilderness. See, the north is wilderness. They're not from the divine land. The lands is over here up under the tropics. In the southwest and in the southeast. Get it? The lands absorb all God's good radiant energy. And that's what the agricultural people understood and did God's work as God's jewels. That's what makes you a jewel of the earth, because you are the first stewards of the earth to take care of God's earth, Mother Earth. Father Time. God controls time. The sun is the time. That's Father Time. Father Time is the sun. And see, here a Father and the Son in one. The Father and the Son is the time. And who we make love to and nurture is Mother Earth. And she produces all kind of life. Human, animal, plant. You get it? Do you get it? Nah, y'all don't get it. And it's painful because this shit is common sense, bro. The sun controls the time. That's Father Time. That's the Father. The Heavenly Father. Amun. You call him Amun. You say amen every time you get through praying and don't even know why. Because when you get on your knees as a child, mama said time to say your prayers, y'all mamas out here don't even do that shit no more, but y'all got so much motherfucking sense. Y'all done lost the culture altogether. Get some Jordans and a little tight ass dress and walk up under that cross and go in there and that's the culture. It's over with now. Them children still need to be saying their prayers at night. And them prayers are sent to the Heavenly Father. That's why you're saying amen after your prayers. Because our moon is that black disc and that sun. And he controls time. And we learned all our information by studying the path of the Father, the Son, and the holy vibrations. And he come right across the path of this earth and make so much beautiful love to Mother Earth. In the primordial waters, just like the waters inside the belly of a human. The primordial waters is this body of ocean that sits down here on the earth at surface level. That will be the second tier of the cosmology of your ancient ancestors. It's not a globe. It's not a world. It's a 3-tier cosmology. That's what it is. Whatever name you want to put on it, wherever you migrated to and ventured off to, this is what it is. A 3-tier cosmology. Our Father, whose art is which is in heaven, hallowed be thy name. But my son, man, hold on, y'all. Dog, my resurrection now. Had to answer that bitch. I ain't talked to you. That's my little resurrection now. That's him. Tell him I hit it right back. You know what I'm saying? Say he found the old video where I was telling him about Mike Brown now. Say he found one old. I want to see it too. Let me hurry up. I want to go see what he's talking about. Gotta get him right, bro. But once you reach that 35, once you reach that 43, it's over with. And everything within that little 43 there, everything within that, man, that's motherfucking nigga shit. Negro. That's Negro stuff, man. And it's been here since ancient times, and you're the oldest one that's been here. So the key to the blueprint now is to figure out how these melanated people got moved off their squares. within between these parallels from the south 43 over to the north 43. How did everything get thrown off and people that can't even absorb UV rays come down and sustain themselves here? So one thing you got to understand, they already understand they got to do certain shit to even come in and be in your place. See, the ones in the Northwest, they already know they're going to get melanoma out the top. They're going to get skin cancer, lupus, they're going to be having all kind of problems trying to come down there. So what they did, they just took you and just made you Bella the Beast in the United States of America. They just took that and enslaved you and just stayed across them waters. That's why I got that water right there on that thumbnail. See how that water do when it's up high? That's what water do, waterfall. And see, this is where they come with their creation of the big old hole and the water rejuvenating with them. And they done stuck a pole, a magnetic rock in the middle of this hole. You see, this they story. See? So that's why I got that thumbnail on there, because that's true north. See, Canada gonna tell you they are the true north. And you're not really north, you're just enslaved, and you're the belly of the beast that the dragon gave them the permission to lead you into wonderland, into space. Just keep them looking up into space, and they keep on believing your dumb ass. We know all that's straight. You just keep on buying the technology from us to keep them. I don't give a fuck. We got to spend trillions of dollars on this space storage shit that we created, that we animated to the world, and oriented the world into our concepts by stealing the ancient shit. See, I gotta hurry up now. See, I want to talk to my son, man. Here are the additional images of indigenous Negretto. Anytime you hear Niagara, Naga, they talking about you, nigga. Just like anytime you hear that Anne, Ori, that's them, nigga. Animation. And then they took the animistic shit and corrupted it and stole it from ancient tablets in these so-called tales in these areas. Hawaii and Japan is Negro shit, man. Man, Hawaii and Japan sits on the 20th parallel. Boy, goddamn, that's inside the motherfucking tropical areas. 23.5 is when it starts subtract. These motherfuckers came so far down into this motherfucker. I said came so far down, came so far in, came down and inward. They done came so far in to the sun's path of the true divine people that they sitting on the 20th parallel. How? It's not your shit. You come from the north, sir. Negretto, including the Samag and the Mani. The Mani people of maritime Southeast Asia, the Mani people, what's so special about that name, Tiger, as you go through this shit and pop this shit for your therapeutic session for the day? The Mani, that's what they call the moon. So the sun is our God. And then they say these people out of Southeast Asia. We ain't talking about no damn Southeast Asia. I'm talking about the lands of Hawaii and Japan. This ain't no Southeast Asia, fam. I'm talking about the islands. But he letting you know they migrated. These are the immigrants and the migrators that's coming from the northern regions. The Mani people or maritime Southeast Asia, Southeast Asia. So that's all on the other side. See, these people, what you talking about? Mani is the moon. Everything I said, I want y'all to look it up behind me, man. Mani, the Mani people are the people. That's the moon. That's what the Northerners call their God. The moon is their God. They're dark side people in his ecliptic area what I'm talking about. And the eclipse take place on an ecliptic plane in the sky. And this will, they gonna create a serpent to replace your serpent. And then get rid of their serpent altogether and just say all serpents are devils. But they wanted to become the serpent and put a crown on the serpent head at first. And made him a dragon with wings and horns and shit. I'm just showing you how it goes. How did these people get down into? See, this is how Solomon Temple ends up in Japan, because that's Napon. And this is how Solomon was getting all that gold out of Ophir, and they make that a mystery and shit. Ain't no mystery. That's Napon, and they went right there to Ophir, right there next to California, in them gold mines, and that's where Solomon got all that gold from. You see? And then they freaked Solomon out and started making him fly around on magic carpets and shit, and wanted to depict him with all that turban shit on their head. Those folks wear that shit to protect them from the sun, bro. That is not no holy wear. If it was holy divine wear, why wasn't the people in the subtropical and tropical areas dressing as such? Because it don't make no difference how it is. You put a sheet on. That ain't no divine dress. Them people dress like that to protect them from that sun. Because the more they come inward, the more substantial is more subsequently that they gonna it's more chances of them getting themselves fucked up fucking with God, because they're coming out of an area that they don't supposed to come out of, and they trying to sustain themselves in an area that don't indigenously belong to them. So they subjugate themselves to diseases and other things that's going to come from the UV radiation that is in this tropical area. You're not a tropical person. And see, you learn to do a whole lot of things to the energy and vibrations of the sun. Chemtrails and a whole lot of other stuff you did, but you put a whole lot of clothes on. And you wore loose pajamas and shit to keep your little heat and cool. That's why you wear that little loose shit, your little Oriental. You wear that little loose shit, but you want to cover your body up and make sure you don't get yourself fucked up, because you know you're somewhere you don't supposed to be. This ain't your shit. Hawaii ain't your shit. Japan ain't your shit. Australia ain't your shit. Your shit is Alaska. Siberia, Alaska. Which one is it? Y'all done made up so much stories from up there. From over there. Far north. Due north. Those are your people. And you migrated to these places, you Oriental, and came down as far as the 20th parallel and set up shop. And you was inside those tails, aka mounds, aka Solomon's temple. Nigga, you hide Solomon's temple on the island of Napoo. And you go. And this is why, when that war was going on, this is why that discrepancy that they don't want the world to talk about. How was you getting from California to Japan in those jets in the matter of minutes and time that you were? The distance was too short. That's why I know your real location. But that's not your true location. Your true location is out there due north, up in those mountains, up around an icy area that don't get any sun, and it ain't on top of our head, and we can't travel there on the water and go up the side of a ball of water to get up there to you. You have water basins in those mountains, and as you come down, you create basins and shit to catch water that produces beautiful lakes and shit up in the mountains too. But that's not part of the primordial waters. Those are basins. The ocean is not a basin, homeboy. The ocean is the real primordial waters that sit at sea level. That's why anytime you're on your surface level, flat, you're gonna walk up to the water and it's gonna be at your feet. And then the depth of the water and the height of you from your feet is the third dimension. You are the 3D Z-axis. This is the original world. The world was the man that walked upon the earth. That's world. 3 till about. That's it. Look how they even make this the 12. Why this little Hawaiian tiki motherfucker? This the 12 right here. All you gotta do is go read this thing on tell you, oh, this the little short statured, dark skinned, complected motherfucker that was in Hawaii that goddamn made and built the first structures. They were the little short people, most of them were little short. There's him, look at the big ass mouth and the big ass nose there. These people know, bro. Melanated people built that shit, bro. I'm talking about melanated people who absorb UV rays, because these are UV rays areas. This is the sun's path. These are the children of the sun. I told y'all this is where they goddamn messed over them Jomon that was there in Japan first. Jomon, Samon, Solomon. That's all shit. And that's why Solomon Temple sits in Japan, so-called Japan. That ain't Japan. You come from Siberia, Mr. Inuit, Mr. Eskimo, Mr. Mongolian, Mr. Oriental. You don't come from on top of no globe. You come from Siberia, Alaska. Now go study and see where those parallels are, and then you'll get an understanding of the blueprint that you should be following when you're trying to get an understanding of life and why it went the way it went. That's all I'm saying. I had my little therapeutic session, man. You know what I'm talking about? This is my way of getting back, bro. Ancient populations living above the 49th parallel include Dorset, the Thor, cultures, Pacific Northwest, and subarctic, not subtropical, subarctic indigenous people. Picts, Celts, Norse, Sami, and ancient Siberia cultures like Mota. They got the reef of Mota Barrett. And all these people know that the moon is their god. They know it. The witches, the werewolves, the Neanderthal, the ones who fuck goats and want to be half man and half human and mankind. North America. See, North America is not the United States of America. I got to keep reiterating that to you. We're the Western Plateau, sir. We coming from the land of abundance. We're God's chosen. We are not God's chosen. We're God's people. We ain't got to choose. We were born divine. We ain't got to be initiated. We ain't got to go through no systems and none of that. We born divine. But y'all done got it where we born into sin. Inside a covenant with the Orient. A debt covenant. It's the covenant that you're dying to be a part of and don't understand it's part of your enslavement. But you're looking for the ark of the covenant. Go ahead and have a covenant with them. But the North can't tell me that. Anything got with North on it, you got a script. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. Thor and Dorset cultures, ancestral Arctic and subarctic people who adapted to high latitude tundra environments across northern Canada and Greenland. See, I come on here with elite receipts. That's what they call elite receipts. So I come on here with the receipts, and I'm explaining it to you. See, so when my little person pop in here and get it, he gonna pop it to somebody that's gonna understand. See, that's how I get out. I ain't trying to get no shine. I ain't trying to take God's shine away. I don't even want no credit. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Because I say I'm going to lead truth here and that's what I'm going to do. Regardless of what. I think y'all probably going to start getting the picture here pretty soon. At a 5-year separation. But yeah, this me. This that nigga Tiger. This me. The one sit up and just look at the sun all day long. My people tell you. My family tell you. I look at the sun all the time. And been amazed. Because I'm looking at life and studying it on the low with the dumb roll. But see, now I done got to the point I got to roll the drum. See? Ancient populations living above. What you mean above? Above your head? No. High latitudes. As those rings go outward into the north, into the darkness, into the wilderness out there. These people ain't got no damn lands. They got your land. They made rules and laws to come take your agricultural lands and take your paradise and enslave you on your own shit. Because that was very important to them. to import your shit forever. These people were eating each other. Why wouldn't you think they would eat barbecue? If they eat motherfucking bologna, pink ass bologna, if they eating goddamn, if you understand me, eating each other, eating each other dead, why wouldn't they want to eat a living piece of barbecue? These people were the cannibals and the savages. Thorough cultures, Pacific Northwest and subarctic indigenous people, Picts, Celts, Norse, Sami. All these people, God is Manny. And they know that, but you don't. They're going to esoterically get your books and fuck you around and take your shit. That's what's going on. Adapted to high latitude tundra environments across northern Canada and Greenland. Pacific Northwest coast. Nations such as the Haida, Litgit, Tismachin, and Coastal Sea. See, that's when you're gonna go start getting those Inuits and Eskimo niggas. They don't want to be called Eskimos. They done found the North Pole, the magnetic rock that they invented. They done found the motherfucker, the Eskimo to help the Eskimo to help the white man find the motherfucker. They got to have a little nigga on the side, a little period out. They go to the North Pole and taught us this shit at school, and then had to rearrange that shit again. They always got to rewrite their books. They rewriting it now for the next generation to come. And they got to, they'll add another zero and add another more couple of equations and invent some more shit to keep you thrown off your square. When all you got to do is go to the wood and kill these niggas. The Salish, these the fishermen, these the niggas who start eating the fish. Nigga, we weren't eating nothing, we weren't killing nothing to eat it. We were sustaining ourselves from agriculture. That's our culture. Grandma gonna keep a goddamn blackberry, a green apple, some plums, some peaches and shit. See, that's your culture. Gonna wake up in the morning and thank God. That's why them indigenous people out there looking at the sun coming into the view in the morning, getting reverence for the day, and watching the sun go on the same path it's been going on forever. Ain't gonna be going on forever. But you're gonna let them talk you out of your reality, and you look at that reality every goddamn day. Excuse the goddamn. Cause y'all take that and all that shit. But I'm showing you the truth. Who established complex coastal villages, cedar art, and totem traditions along north of the 49th parallel. Oh man, they going farther out there now. So you mean they had totem pole way out there? They ain't no damn totem poles out there. So what they doing, man? Them folks out there trying to figure out how to get some heat, man. Them folks out there trying to figure out how to get some heat, bro. You understand me? Northern Plains and subarctic people, ancestry of the Dene, Cree, and Blackfoot Confederation, who traversed the northern forests and plains following seasoned bison and caribou migrations. The northern subarctic, they Blackfoot, man, stop it. Okay, Northern Europe and British Islands. That's where them Atlanteans shit at. The ones they call Atlanteans. That's where the first eclipse showed you the concentric rings of the sun. That's why I showed you the first construction when they constructed those melanated people that built those. All this tropical shit, these white folks ain't come from right here, bro. And then goddamn the Scotland plate just float right back over there and connect back up with Ireland and the Irish and Scottish, all of them right there together, sitting on your shit, and they came right about them mountains down there, talking about higher than the 49th parallel. These parallels go all about 80-something, bro. It's about the 83rd, and that last 7%, they just create an Arctic Ocean and a pole up there to push forth their new world. It was created by these Orientals and pushed on you by their puppets. The secret relationship between the Jap and the Jew. Y'all gonna thank me later, bro. But I know I ain't gonna get no thanks. But I'm gonna leave this shit and somebody gonna goddamn tie their ass up with this shit. And I hope it be my nigga, we know the truth now. Somebody gonna tie their ass up with this shit. Somebody gonna tear their ass up with this. He already tearing them up with it. He just still think it's a planet. Celts. Speaking people who inhabited northern and western Scotland. How the Scotia plate way down there by the tip of, way over here by the tip of motherfucking South America. And then the plate, they end up going back over there and connecting back up with the Royal Island. They were hibernating. It was called hibernating because they had to hibernate to a certain point in history. Now, okay, we can write about this now. We done got rid of the niggas that give us problem about that. They write this shit as they go, bro. Norse and Germanic tribes, pre-Viking and Viking area, Scandinavians population inhabited in northwest Sweden and Denmark on the 55th and 70th parallel north. Where the 50s and 60s and all that shit south? Because all of it gonna be on land. Where you think they at? In the wilderness, in the mountains. This is why I'm showing y'all this. Because y'all need to get an understanding of this. This is how I go. Get off the globe and look at this shit. The Sami people, Finnu, Argric, semi-nomadic, Reender, herders who inhabited covering northern Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Kola Peninsula of Russia. 55 and 70 parallel, that's so far away from a tropic area, is a goddamn shame. You let these people tell you this day cradleization that your people done put blood, sweat, and tears into for you to know who the hell your bloodline is. Shout out to Miss Merriwater, don't you never let them people make you forget about Crete. Long as you live, boy. That's gonna be the first time you inhabit it and you intertwine meet a damn Greek. Sidonians and Phoenicians and Cretians. And them Greeks the ones that's gonna push that globe for Papa. Because they Papa is the Oriental. And they produce Europeans, Arabs, all of them the same. They produce them by intermingling and having sex and shit. That's why they say they got a little Asian persuasion. See? That's what the Asian persuaded. They used them to persuade the whole world to orientate the whole world that the East is the shit. And that the Oriental own the East. Ori means East. This was our orientation long time ago before they said, we know we're going to be successful. Yeah, they know they're going to be successful because they've been doing this shit since ancient time. And these people right here made up the animations long time ago, the green screens and all that shit, and then they got out of there and just let them run the script. Cause by right, this Japan man, he should have been the first one on the goddamn moon. But he didn't want to run that script, he let them run it. He tied the wrong and throw it. Now this is how you fool the rest of them. With this, and we gonna amen it right here, cause we animistic. This animistic shit is all their morals and laws that we have corrupted and taken into animistic shrines. You turned Solomon Temple into a goddamn Shinto shrine, man. Man, that's the land them folk was on, bro. That's why we can't find Solomon Temple where we thought it's supposed to be. Then you got people around now, yeah, I found the brick that supposed to belong to Solomon Temple there, and no, you ain't. The folks sitting on Solomon Temple. Solomon Temple sitting on that 20th parallel in this tropical area. And he was going from that tropical area right there over to Ophir where he was getting that gold from. But ain't nobody in the whole world never figure out where Solomon was getting this goddamn gold from. Man, this shit common sense like a motherfucker, bro. Excuse my cussing, man. Upper Paleolithic hunter-gatherers living near, I like when my niggas say hunter-gatherers. Shout out to goddamn my nigga Royal Truth now. Near Little Lake Baikal, 42nd parallel, during the Ice Age, known for ivory carvings and early Siberian genetic heritage. This where all of you came from. You Auris. The ones that came around California and dipped up into the Middle West, Mesoamerica, the so-called Mexican brown brothers and all that shit. These motherfucker bloodline come from right here in Siberia. From up there in that goddamn high latitude, north, far north, and far latitude with a 23.5 angle. That's their angle. This their bloodline. They came into the Mesoamerica, the Zuni, the first ones was Zuni, came right in there speaking Japanese. They weren't speaking no damn, why you think French and all these folks speak the Spanish? Latin, all these Latin folks, all these speak Spanish. They got the same linguistic ties and shit. But they done turned you away from your linguistics and culture convergence and told you dig in, don't about your cultures overlap. But they tell you they ain't left no words here for you. They language isolate. Our ancestors don't have sense enough to tell their children to say mom and daddy. They ain't got no words from their ancestors. That's disconnect, man. That's how they disconnect you from your shit, bro. Alfansivo and skanks and Scythian step cultures. Here come the steps. Here come the steps of your raising now. Here come Jacob's ladder coming all the way down from the heavens now. How about the people, these folks? Bronze and Iron Age. We created bronze and took it across the Atlantic. They were still up there then. Yeah, they were coming out sneaking and beating your ass and knocking you across your head and eating you and putting you in fire and drinking your blood. Been eating your ass up. Start eating a little crop every now and then. They want to eat a nigga before they eat the goddamn tomatoes and the fruits and shit. They fuck all that. They try to eat a nigga. All right, get out of there. Hey, this comedy and comedy, all that good shit. Pastoralists occupying the Altai region of southern Siberia steppes. They come to steppes now. Also, Siberia got some steppes too, just like Eurasia, because these are Eurasian steppes. And the separation of these people, what I put in this title, is the separation of some going to the colder, which would be the northwest side, and some go to the eastern side, where it'll be a little warmer. But it's the same bloodline. These the same people. These the same Orientals, same Mongolians, same North Koreans, same Mexicans, same motherfucking Cubans. This is where they are originally from before their migration. We ain't never migrated and went no goddamn well. We've been right here up under the sun as jewels of the sun our whole entire life. Our whole entire existence. They done told you they came from Africa and they been migrated. And man, the folks get you out there enough and eat your ass up. These folks still hanging motherfuckers from trees and shit, bro. They goddamn on the motherfucking 50 and 55th parallel. These parallel, they say parallel, I'm trying to tell you these concentric rings. They playing with your shit. Hominids, here they come. 50, I don't even want to, y'all get it. Y'all get it. Germany, 50 is parallel. 51 parallel. Anything going. Get on up there to green and get on up there. There we go. 68 parallel. King William Island. Skeleton. Lit. Oh shit. Don't forget it. When I say they eat motherfuckers up, let's go. Let's go. Cause y'all think I just be talking. I'm finna show you the evidence of these motherfuckers being the ones who are the cannibalistic savages that the laws of humanity should be made against. But they ain't got no hue anyway, so ain't no humanity for them. But I'm just saying, they were eating each other. Contain intentionally defleshed, smashed, and chewed bones of over 500 individuals, interpreted by researchers as either systematic ritual cannibalism or severe war trophy possession. So if it's a war trophy, they still chewing and eating on the motherfucker. But you can try to disguise this shit any kind of way. I'm just gonna say they eat motherfuckers. And hear the evidence, but they're gonna try to, it's just like a clean virgin, like it was doing starving time, like doing the Bible, doing the harvest, and we ain't got no harvest. Ain't been no time we ain't got no harvest. We know when the flood's coming and all that shit, man. This shit been paradise over here up under the sun, man. We ain't never had no extreme measure where mama got to eat her goddamn child. And these niggas over here putting babies in the microwave like these motherfuckers trying to eat the babies and all kind of shit. These folks got y'all messed up, man. Denisova caves. Siberia 51. Hominid remains showing cut marks, fractures, and deliberate bone breakage. Breaking the bone, eat that motherfucker. With deflation during extreme ice age glacier maximums. The maximum, anyway. They up on the 68. See, this they culture. Their culture come from far north, due north out there. This they culture coming in. You think they ain't came in eating your ass, man? And then you, as a man thinking, so he, this is the first thing they can think of once they get across the water to the west. The first thing they can think of, they're savages, they're eating each other up, so we're gonna make laws, and let alone other things they make to motherfucking say that you savage, and that's their reason by law to take your agricultural lands. All the lands are in the tropical agricultural lands. Then we got pineapples, little peacocks running around, palm trees, paradise, coconuts, pecans, walnuts, grain, barley, grapes, grapefruits, bananas, oranges, tangerines, pomegranates, lettuce, tomatoes, squash, corn, medicine, quinine, cocaine, marijuana. We got everything over this bitch. And these people that came way from out there far enough and came over here and found paradise and finally figure out how to not to eat your ass and start eating some real food and stop eating niggas up. Because I want to know where all them niggas went that they took these earthly things from and how the demographics changed to them overpopulating the area and niggas not being nowhere to be found. That's why I understand now today that we are the minority. These folks actually ate our ass the fuck up, man. Y'all still playing. Anyway, that's my little therapy to say. I get out myself sometimes. Anyway, because they showing you. Franklin position, site, King Williams Island, 68 parallel, skeletal remains in the 19th century. Let's keep going. We're going to start right now. I was just finna get, ain't no time. Let's keep going. Huh? Sailors exhibiting clear steel knife cut mark, bone breakage, and marrow extractions, providing undeniable physical proof of end-stage survival cannibalism in the Arctic. And then guess what else they say? They said them melanated motherfucking bones had healing. Our systems had healing for medical purpose. They were using you for medicine. Eating you up to heal themselves from all that motherfucking death they've been eating and cleaning their systems up. You were their medicine. You were healing them as they eat you. They're healing themselves over time to become more like you. And they use you for the medicine, nigga. Fuck trying to get over here and get a tree on a plant. They eat your ass. You got it in you. They said certain organs and shit that you possess was medicine for them. But they said they had to come over here. Man, y'all better tighten up, man. But anyway, let me go ahead, man. I'm finna swag out. Cultural traditions, Algonquian and Athabascan northern forest traditions strictly forbidden condemn starvation-driven cannibalism, framing it as a mental illness or demonic possession. So who demonic? Who the savages? It's their culture, man. The physical record shows that while certain ice age cultures in high latitude Europe practice mortuary cannibalism, there is no evidence that ancient high latitude people live alongside decomposing corpses inside their everyday homes. I said yes they do it, but he denied me right there. I give him that, cause he said some good shit right there. As long as you saying some good shit, I take it. Let's go. Magdalenian mortuary cannibalism, 15,000 years ago, Western Europe, archaeological sites like Gall's Cave in England, 51st parallel north, shows the late upper Paleolithic hunter-gatherers intentionally intentionally defleshed and consumed and shaped the skull of their deceased relatives into cups. Then them little children tell you they was drinking blood out the damn baby brain. That's part of the sacrifice. I said that shit on my channel and people be, oh, unfair. I've been saying this shit for years. You mean tell me they eat the baby brain, then drink blood out the baby brain, make it out of cup? I had to cry to stop them laughing. I had to laugh to stop them crying sometimes. But now, yeah, that's what they did. This the sacrifice. This what y'all take. This the Illuminati. This what y'all being initiated to. Greek fraternities and all that shit trying to act like these folks. You already divine. You don't need none of that shit. You need to understand who you is and let these folks know that you know where you at and they need to get off your land. And shape the skulls of their deceased relatives into cups as a standardized burial practice rather than out of, let's go, because y'all think I just be talking. Rather than out of what it said, burial practice rather than out of starvation. So they weren't starving. They just eat dead bodies. I want to drink your blood. Y'all they be playing about this Dracula. Dracula a real life nigga. Vladimir Impaler is a real motherfucker. And Prince Charles claimed to be a descendant of this motherfucker. Man, y'all crazy, man. Goya and remains of late Neanderthal. Here come the Neanderthal. We going to the west north now. 40,000 to 45,000 years ago. They play with these dates. Exhibit cut marks, fractures, and marrow extractions, matching animal processing techniques, indicating defleshing. But you the savage though. You eating each other up, but you laying up in a goddamn cornfield, but you eating your mama. This your global history. This the new world that you let your children go up there and get the education from these folks, the indoctrination from these folks. See, the indoctrination came after this orientation that I'm giving you today. This is what you've been orientated into. Thinking that these motherfucking Japanese scientists know something. They just fitting this shit to make it good for them so they can rule the world with they little puppets here. The secret relationship between the Jap and the Jew. I'm trying to show you. Dead space. Ancient pop. What I want to do? Matching animal process technique and defleshing took place shortly after death. Separation of living and dead space. Ancient populations did not sleep alongside rotten bodies as they did. Mortuaries, processing, whether defleshing, cremation, sky burial, or enterium bone was executed rapidly after death in designated caves or ritual sites to prevent disease. This shit finna get interesting because I'm finna say just what I told you, what I did. To prevent disease. And decaying near living quarters. Accusations of cannibalism were used as a legal and moral justification by colonial powers to strip indigenous population of their sovereignty and lands. Accusations, once they got over here to the true divine land, they started making accusations that we were eating each other up. And the reason they know about eating each other up because they ate each other up. Wasn't nobody over here eating nobody up over here, bro. This the history that y'all go by, that y'all children go be a part of and take as truth. By labeling native populations, we ain't talking about no native, we talking about the true natives, us, the Negroes, UV melanated, labeling the native, indigenous, UV melanated absorption people in the Americas, Caribbean, and Pacific as cannibals and savages. Imperial powers created legal framework that stripped them of basic property rights and human protection under European international laws. The Spanish slavery decrees. In 1503, Queen Isabella of Spain issued a royal decree declaring that white indigenous people were generally subjected of the crown, subjects of the crown. What crown? The golden crown, the crown chakra, the golden crown, the golden apple. The sun is the gold, the ultimate gold, the light. I ain't got tired, y'all. I'm gonna call my son back. Any group designated as Carib or cannibal could legally be captured, enslaved, and stripped of their territories. This led colonizers to falsely label peaceful agricultural groups as cannibals to seize their agricultural lands. Y'all get it? Legal unlawfulness under 16th and 17th century European. Y'all get it? I know y'all don't, man. The motherfuckers who was living in their culture and that by nature, they eating each other up, they came and used that as a reason to say niggas that's in the land of paradise, sitting back saying, great, with the most beautiful melanated women ever on earth, was eating each other up. They must be talking about some freaky shit. The fuck they talking about? European legal philosophy, such as the writings of Francisco de Victoria and later English colonial law, practicing acts deemed against nature. Huh? Against nature? Against the sun, including cannibalism and human sacrifice, was used as legal grounds to declare indigenous governance void, justify conquest, and forced land forfeiture. How you get a blood sacrifice out of goddamn apple, man? Apple ain't got no damn blood in it, man. We ain't sacrificing nothing. We eating good. Eating life. Gods. Statues and bodies of gods, man. Dehumanization for legal depossession, framing populations of subhuman taboos, allow colonial powers to bypass existing customary land rights. But this how they took your land, man. I ain't got to keep reading this shit, bro. Y'all just go do a little bit more studying and understand these parallels. It's not going up no globe. This is a flat land, and these are the area out far north, up into the high latitudes, and these are these people culture, and their god is the moon. Manning. Understand that. Get that out of what I gave you today, man. And I'm gonna come in this bitch and drop it every time I feel like it, because it's soothing to my soul to get it off my chest, and just I have hopes and prayer and belief that somebody gonna catch this shit and gonna carry this to some young men that need to hear this shit, that need to be rapping about their culture and knowing who they really are, and knowing that these people got their feet kicked up in their living room and handling them like slaves in their own house. That's what's going on today, man. And I done watched it all my life. I've been knowing someone right by the way these people treat us all my life. Historians document cases of cannibalism in Asia exclusively to rare extreme survival measures during catastrophic events such as wartime sieges, severe famines, rather than the cultural diet and institutional norm, huh? Dog and cat meat. Historically, eating dogs and cat meat was restricted in specific regional pockets. See, I go out, man. I done studied this shit, bro. For years, bro. I'm just drum rolling right now. You know, they want to eat rats and everything. They took the job. They took the job of the serpent and started eating the rats for them. Shit, the snake won't eat the goddamn rat, man. I just show them. Just show them. Now I can get rid of these goddamn screenshots and run some more shit. And then that's all I do, bro. I'm gonna show y'all this shit. That's a real Hawaiian right there, man. That's who built that shit. Them niggas there, man. See what I'm saying? Them niggas there, man. People with rare genetic conditions like extremal pigmentism cannot repair their cellular damage because of the UV radiations. I wonder why these people think they're going to be able to sustain life some kind of way without the sun. They making artificial suns and artificial intelligence. They making artificial suns so they elite that's out there still out there up under the little ground, whatever they doing. Why they making artificial suns if they love the sun so much, bro? Why all Siberian Inuits, Orientals, why all the Orientals are the ones that possess artificial suns, bro? These people got fake suns, bro. And you still scared to go out there and look at life. That shit, that's what they taking from. It was a screenshot. I want to show one screenshot. I'm going to go find that bitch and I'm going to get the fuck out, man. Causing painful blistering and from sunlight, lupus and other autoimmune diseases that trigger photosensitive flare-ups. These people cannot, this is how you know these the people that not work out there in the middle and all that goddamn sheets and headdresses and all that shit is protect them from the sun, man. Them folks like that shit don't make them people holy. Y'all think that's some holy headdresses and holy head wear and that's how they dress for their religion and all that shit because they can't survive. They done migrated down here to open areas out of those cold regions and they protecting themselves from God, bro. Because they out of place, bro. On your shit, bro. Yeah, the indigenous population across the Middle East and North Africa, such as the area, have worn flowing robes and head coverings for thousands of years. This clothing style is designed in the desert to survive rather than a lack of evolutionary adaptation to protect them from the sun, bro. Sun protection, loose fabrics. Why you think Japanese dress loosely over here on our land? Because they're cold-natured people in there. They full of shit. And they got Solomon Temple sitting right there in Japan, and Japan is not no Oriental indigenous place. That is Negro on the 20th parallel, and that's the real place where Solomon Temple is located at, and it's still standing, and it's a Shinto shrine. They took your shit, rewrote your shit, hid your shit, played with your shit, made up these monsters and all that other shit, and then fed it to the motherfucking Jew and the rest of it, and the beast come later on, and then, see, the beast come on and write the New Testament. He created Jesus and the globe. Up under the confinements that he get sanctions from Papa Daddy, the Oriental, to do so. The beast gave them the power to lead you into wonder. All you gotta do is go read Revelations and Daniel. I'm showing y'all, they tell you what they did, bro. But I got one screenshot. I'm gonna show y'all that I'm out this bitch, bro. Don't need no help, bro. This shit ain't gonna never end. Break my motherfucking phone. It's just one screenshot. Just want y'all like this. And he go to goddamn roots right there. He go to routes and shit right there where they went over there. They got that goddamn gold from, bro. It's one screenshot I want to show y'all. There's one screenshot I want to show y'all. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. I should have been found it by now. But there's one screenshot I want to show y'all. There it is right there. It's a whole lot right here, bro. That screenshot right there say a whole lot. Now you see that snake, that serpent. The all-seeing eye. Half a moon, the sun, you see how they put that crown on top of that dragon. This the one who got the sun bleeding on their flag over there, said the sun rises in the east, and they run animism and animistic. See down here the underworld down here, who down there? You see that Pope type nigga, king type nigga down here with this demon down here with these horns and wings. Now they corrupted it to angels having wings. Now you want wings in your back to go to heaven. You don't need no damn wings in your back to go to heaven, man. Your energy is going right back to that sun and through that goddamn melanated disc to the melanated heavens, bro. Anytime you start seeing them horns, you know there's something going on. Coming out of those goddamn the dog side, bro. You see how they eating at each other's tail right there? That's the natural snake serpent, and that's the mythological one, is inside those shrines, aka synagogues, temples, that you have built and left your information in it. They ran you off your shit. God told them to go kill every nigga they can, man, woman, and child, because this the land that I promise you. He let them right there. He already been him. The Orient's already been. He the dragon. That's why that constellation is called Draco. And it's sit perpendicular, the living perpendicular, right due north. And that's the ecliptic zone. And when they create these poles, they say now the poles give the sun its path. Now the poles direct the sun path. That was here before they even came out the mountains to create anything. I just wanted to show y'all that. Why he got the crown on his head? Because that's AI eating up AY. That's supernatural eating up nature. The truth don't need no help, man. It ain't gonna bend, break no motherfucking fold. And I said, boom. And I guess I said, boom.